Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 11th episode of the Sonrisa Dance Podcast. I have a wonderful guest, a good friend of mine, somebody who I really, really like because he has such a unique dance style, and he's a really, really wonderful person every time I get to talk to him. So, before I get started with all that, do you just want to say a little bit of who you are and what you do in the dancing, or what have you learned in dancing?
How you doing, brother?
Hi there. How are you?
Well, Martin, started dancing, I would say a couple of years ago. I started dancing for my Suniga. That was my first instructor. It was Mr. Suniga.
I didn't know he was your first.
Yep.
That's cool.
That's why I started dancing. Crazy passion. I used to dance for multiple teams when I started dancing for him. And eventually I started developing, growing a little bit. Dance for Empower Movement also. And Alma Latina, we ended up directing for Alma Latina. And that was probably one of the greatest experiences I ever had for dancing.
Yeah, I was super surprised. I know Sam was the first one who really told me that, and I didn't know about that until just recently, actually. That's really exciting that you guys did. How long did you guys do that for?
We did it for one season, unfortunately I got into a major motorcycle accident.
Oh, that was right before that.
Yeah, and that stopped our performances. We were getting ready to perform. The festival was going to be our first performances. And obviously from that taking off to start more like teaching and growing a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it's fine, it's always setbacks and stuff like that. But generally it helped us to grow.
Yeah.
And that was the most important part. We have so much that we take on that experience and make it our own at that point. So it's great.
No, that's really cool. What did you think was the most exciting and challenging thing when you were like learning to teach and do you were given choreography and you just had to teach it? Or?
Yeah. They were given the choreography and everything, and we just gotta learn it and execute it. I think the most important part, it was like you have, besides learning a choreography, you have to learn how to make it your own.
Okay.
And that's the part that you start like feeling, you have so much work to do.
Yeah. Learning to understand your own style.
Learning to understand your own style, make it your own. And not just that, some people move better in some positions than some other people have limitations.
Yeah.
Right? So stuff that look easy for somebody to do, maybe for me it's going to be very challenging.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience. We learned how to battle that. So it was incredible. And that transferred to social dancing also.
Yeah, because I know that's something that I really appreciate about you. Not even just to get to dance with you, because I have danced with you. I think another good thing that I love doing is watching you dance. Because I think you're like one of the few, actually probably the one person who stands out a lot when I go out dancing. Because you don't do a lot of the fancy moves. I know you can, because obviously you can perform and everything. But your dance style is so much more than that. You do a lot of basic, but you play around with that a lot. And I feel like not enough people do that.
Well, yeah, absolutely. The core of your dancing and social dancing or even performances, it have to be your basic. You have to know your basic. You have to perfectionist.
Yeah.
You have to have some perfection on your basic. If you don't know how to do it, your basic perfect, you're gonna lag in a lot of stuff. And it takes time. It's a lot of time, a lot of practice, a lot of hours that you have to dedicate to it, something you get to that. And it's always a work in progress. I still learning. I learn every single day, and it's not something that you're gonna end up doing. That's the beauty of dancing too.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be somebody that is gonna push you to learn more, to do better.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for the community. Every time I dance in social dancing, I don't do it just to social dance. I do it to learn from the people that are in the event.
Yeah.
And it's incredible what I take every time that I go. I always take something home.
Yeah.
And I smile because it make me a better dancer.
Yeah.
It made me understand too. There is different levels where people dance. If somebody gets able to do some movement, it's gonna be another people that they're not comfortable doing that kind of movement.
Yeah.
And learning how to read that and balance it is key for you to grow like a professional dancer or aspire to go on that level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I definitely agree with that. Like I know it's hard to, because you always want to judge yourself because you want to be as good as the person next to you, or you never want to be less than. But it's good to understand that when you're in a spot, be good at where you're at, and like, understand there's always room to get better, and like take the time. Like, not enough people focus on learning the basic things, and even when you learn something, you can always do it better. You can always get more clean. You can learn to dance with it smoother, or even what you do, learn to make your own style out of it. Be unique, be different from everybody, even doing the same move.
Yeah. And when you start dancing with people at their higher level, I always try to dance with people that I feel that are better than me.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, right? Because it's a lot of people that are so incredible dancers.
Oh yeah.
So when I dance with them, I'm kind of like, I'm learning how they move. I'm learning how they feel. I'm learning how they express, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's words can describe it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's an amazing feeling.
And you definitely learn a lot. Also, it gets less scary. I know we always have those people who are super afraid, and like we think they're super good. We're like, I don't know if they want to dance with me. But that's also kind of its own fun, like, challenge to get over being afraid and doing things that are scary, no matter either on the dance floor or even performing on a stage.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, even when you go out like social dancing and stuff, I don't know, like. Another big thing that we were talking a little bit beforehand was when we go out social dancing, and it's cool, like, again, everyone's trying to match each other and trying to do all these like fancy moves, but sometimes a lot of people, I feel like, and we were mentioning it too, that they get so lost in trying to do the move and trying to look fancy or do whatever, that they're not paying attention to the people around them. And I don't know how often you go to a dance club and you have somebody who bumps into you or like steps on you or whatever. I know you were kind of telling me a story earlier.
Yeah. Well, the most important part in dancing, I would say, is you need to have courtesy. You have to be polite with other people, and you have to understand that we're all there to have fun, not to get hurt.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the part that I really believe people get cut off. Sometimes they're trying to do all these fancy moves because they're trying to do a pattern that they saw on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
right?
nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
No. But I will say, before you try to go into the patterns, you need to learn your basic.
Yeah.
If your basic is not strong, this pattern is not gonna, it's not gonna be no good.
Yeah.
Plus, you doing it sometimes. I do notice that they're picking some of these dancers. They're picking really new dancers that they're not used to this kind of moves, or if they pick somebody they know, either like they have the knowledge, they don't do it because maybe they have some limitation, maybe they got injuries, or something is going on. So you need to be very mindful in all this and about your surrounding also, because what about this? Somebody come to dance and I try to do a crazy dip, and when I'm going into a dip, I hit somebody with with the elbow, or
with your arm,
maybe might follow, hit their head in somebody's butt or hips, or who knows. So it's because I'm not protecting it. It's social dancing is fun, but also it's a responsibility. That's the way that I see it. You have to have a knowledge of your surroundings. You have to know how you're moving, and know the level of that person that you're dancing also. Because if this person doesn't know how to do a dip, you're gonna throw her butt off, or you can hurt her shoulder or something. So like me, I don't need to go in and get all fancy. I can do a really good basic and break the rule on that and have my own swag, put my own flavor, and that make a huge difference. You know what I mean? It's simple, but it's effective.
Hey, it works and it looks really good.
So
you don't have to do those fancy moves. Just move your own body. But I think you definitely like talked about something that's really important that some people, not enough people are super aware of, and sometimes they don't pay attention to it. One, you mentioned like not enough people are paying attention to the people they're dancing with. What if they're not good enough to do the move? Then that's like not judging them in a bad way. It's just it's not safe for them to do certain moves. It's not a good idea to lead them, even if you think you probably can. Like, sometimes it's not a good idea to try, because what if you hurt them or you bump into somebody because you're not being mindful of that. But even more than that, like for example, when you went out dancing, or like even now, like you sometimes like you're always very careful about your shoulder because you've hurt your shoulder. I think not enough people pay attention to that. Sometimes you just can't do certain moves because it's just not safe, because your body just can't do it. Yeah, I don't know how you like see about working around, getting injured or maybe you're not as flexible
Yeah.
or whatever.
It's I think so. With time, you learn how to read people, right, and read how they are. I always base or get the knowledge when as soon that I started dancing, as soon that the grip.
Yeah.
I know if somebody is really new and they doesn't have a lot of knowledge or a lot of training, if they don't give me no tension, right? You start with the very basic, and we don't even start dancing. I just literally grab your hands, so I know it's no tension, it's nothing. I'm gonna keep it simple, really simple.
That's true.
I'm gonna make it fun though, because
Yeah.
that's one of the beauties that I think so. Even when you're dancing with somebody that it doesn't know, they're coming to dance to get freedom,
Yeah.
right? To express themselves. Maybe you don't know what people go and in their own personal life and the difficulties. And for me, dancing on my own personal experience, it was a game changer because it helped me with my relationship with my kids.
Yeah.
For years, I tried fitness, I tried different kind of things, right?
Yeah.
To help me connect with my kids.
Yeah.
And I was not able to do it. It will fail somehow. Because I can force my kid to do something they don't want to do.
Yeah.
With dancing, all that changed because the same passion that I got for dancing, they developed it and they
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
So guess what happened? We get to do something together that we both love.
Yeah. I think
Man, for me that was it. I was sold.
I love that, like I get to see your kids because they love to come out with you to come to some of these dances, and I've only seen that with a very few handful of parents, and I think that's a wonderful thing that you get to share that with your kids.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we all connect. Like a lot of us in the dancing, it's just
Absolutely.
something we share, something
Yeah.
we love.
Something you love is your passion. So for me it was that. It was more like what I'm taking home at that way, right? Going back to your question, because I think I drift a little bit, right?
But that was important, though. But yeah, like having to work around like certain people who are limited because maybe they're not good enough, but they're injured. But you did bring up that whole point of like, especially when you're the leader and you're the one responsible. You're right. There's a lot you can learn literally from when the moment you start doing one basic, you know a lot about them.
Yep, absolutely. Not also that, like when you, like me, I became not a selector, not a selector on this, but I do like to watch people dance. And I learned from that so much information that I get into my brain at that point.
Yeah.
So when I dance with them, I know how far I can take it, right?
Yeah.
So I always make a goal also when I'm dancing. I pick a new person because we need to have new people coming. Otherwise, our dance community is not gonna grow.
Yeah.
It's gonna eventually die. It can always gonna be the same dancers. No.
Yeah.
You want the new people to come.
Yeah.
But if these new people are getting hurt or they see something that is not correct, they're not gonna want to come back or maybe even get more training or learn more and get involved into the community.
Yeah.
So I try to make it a very unique experience. I always make a goal in my own personal life. They say I go social dancing, I'm gonna dance at least with one person that is completely new. That I know they're in the sidelines just watching.
Yeah.
And they don't want to
nice.
dance because they don't feel comfortable or maybe who knows, whatever is their excuse, right? Or they tell you, oh man, I got people that I will go ask them to dance. If they will tell me no, that specific social, maybe 2-3 socials later, they allow me to dance and they have fun. After the dance, they open up with me and say, hey, honestly, I do apologize because I don't dance with you the first time. It was because I feel intimidated. And I was like, intimidated? Why? I just like dancing. I'm not doing nothing crazy. I'm not an instructor. I'm not, I'm not just a dancer. I just got a passion for the dance.
Yeah.
So I say, no, but you're really good. I said, no. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I just believe that I learned how to express how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think that's one great thing that you do, and I also try to do. And I feel like a lot of us who have been dancing for a long time need to do more of is we need to make the beginners feel more comfortable. Not just the beginners, but they're the ones that are the most important because we can lose them right away.
Yep.
But it should be for everybody. We need to make everyone feel comfortable, remind them that this is for fun. I've even had people who come up to me sometimes at socials who they see me dance and they know like I do, you know, quote unquote some of the fancy moves, and they're like immediately, well, as soon as I ask them to dance, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm not very good. And I always try to respond back like, I don't care if you're good, I just want to have fun. And usually that gets them to calm down. But that's what I always try to remind them, like, I could care less how good of a dancer you are. I just want to have fun. Like, I just want to have fun with dancing.
You know, and the same way that I do it, this is the same approach that I have. Sometimes I ask people that I know they're so good, right? I kind of go bow my head and be like, man, you're great. But I know too that, see, I want to go in and learn a little more that day. I make it a go, hey, will you dance with me?
Yeah.
And I do the best that I can to my, to my knowledge at that point, to have a blast.
Yeah.
And enjoy it, because that's where you go. That's why you go dancing. You have to remove all the stress, Everything that you have that is stopping you for becoming a great dancer is because you let it control your life.
Yeah.
And like anything else in life in general, right? If you're the one in control, don't give that power away.
Yeah.
Hold it, and you're gonna enjoy the dance and have fun. And
Yeah.
the sky's the limit at that point. You know what I mean?
Just enjoy yourself. There's no need to try to dance or look a certain way when you're on the dance floor. Do whatever's best for you. If you like to do turns, cool. If you like to freestyle more, cool. If you like to play around with the simple moves or even play around with the more complicated moves, whatever's your style. And if you can learn to match that or connect with your partner and play with what works best with both of you, you guys will always have fun. Mm-hmm. Always be fun. Yeah. And I definitely do agree that we need to be more comfortable on the dance floor, and also I do want to go back to the other part of, we have to make sure to make the other people feel comfortable on the dance floor, because even some of the dancing, like again, we dance a lot of bachata dances, and we're pretty friendly, and we never push a lot of like being super close or making people feel uncomfortable. We do see that a lot in the dancing.
Yeah, I do notice that. It's sad though.
Yeah, it's sad.
But I think so we can all work towards that. Like, the best way, you have to protect the new dancers.
Yeah.
Usually this happen. It happened to everyone. It's not like it can happen to somebody an advanced level dancer or something. It can happen to anyone.
Yeah.
But I think so. The most people that are gonna be targeted is the new people, because they're learning.
Yeah.
So they're very vulnerable. They're put into that position.
Yeah, because they don't know how to fight it back, or they don't know that does happen, and it's not okay. And
yes, it's not okay. If you have to be respectful. It's part of the dance. We go right there to share our passion, but it's not to be doing something you shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do agree on that. It's, give an example. I have my kids too. Like, when my daughter, I'm always watching but not watching. I don't know how I can explain to you. Right?
Yeah.
I always try to go in and make a good view. Where is the people that I love the most?
Yeah.
That I want to make sure that I save, right?
Yeah.
That's including my wife. That's including my kids. That's including everyone, right? And I'm observing. I might not saying anything, but I do observe.
Yeah.
And see, I see something inappropriate, I immediately act.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go, but I would tell that person. I got one case that it was, my daughter is dancing, and this person, they dance enough. My daughter, get a hug, because that's what she was learning, to get a hug. And this person grabbed her hands when she was walking away, and asked her, where do you live?
Oh yeah.
So for me, I'm next door. He don't know I'm that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it might not be a good idea to go in that direction. But obviously, my first reaction is it can be like explosive, right?
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah.
But I didn't. I'm gonna take a deep breath, and I just go in and said, hey, by the way, it's my daughter. She's a minor, okay?
Yeah.
And he apologized and everything, but it was not right.
Yeah.
But after that, I kind of like I don't put a label, but I was more aware.
You're more
that person is around.
You have an eye on
you know what
now.
I mean?
Yeah.
And then I kind of talk to my daughter after that, and I kind of give her the whole input and everything.
Yeah.
So same thing. It's new dancers. They're gonna be more victimized. I would say they're gonna go with, and that's all responsibility. I would say everybody to come and be like, hey,
we should help the people
Yeah.
whenever we see it.
Or go find maybe the organizer of the
Yeah.
event. I would say that's the best way. So you
Yeah.
don't want to get physical or anything.
Yeah, it can get a little trouble.
You know, it can
and
get a
you
little-
yourself in
little
trouble
ugly.
too.
So
it's better to get
maybe,
the people in
and
charge.
I do that. You know, I can defend myself really well. I don't have
Yeah.
no problem with it.
Yeah.
But you will never see me go physical with anybody.
Yes.
You know, I always make it like it's more like liability than anything else.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm thinking ahead, 10 steps ahead before. So, you know, it was a time that I remember my wife was dancing, and this guy is completely drunk,
Yeah.
and it being completely, he's not listening, he's not
Yeah.
in the right mind.
Yeah.
But I also know that he's intoxicated.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can. It's not a justification.
No.
It's because
Definitely
it's not
not.
right.
Yeah.
But I do know that he was not in the right place.
Yeah.
So that allowed me to be like, nope, you know what? I tell my wife, no, do not dance anymore.
Yeah.
She danced once, and he do kind of twist her hips a little bit, and she had pain after that.
Yeah.
So it was only one move.
Yeah. It was the one
So
move.
yeah, then he danced with somebody else, and almost tripping and falling with the girl. So at that point, I was like, nah, this is done.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to dance with him, so he started getting a little more aggressive, right? Like grabbing.
Yeah.
So I said, no. I go grab the organizer and tell the organizer, hey, by the way, you have somebody that's being very aggressive.
Yeah.
You have to do something.
Yeah, you do.
Or
That's
I'm going to
really
end up
important.
calling the cops. That was me.
Yeah. No,
And
that's very
I don't
true.
go that far, but that's my mentality at that point.
Yeah.
Why? Because that's not correct.
Yeah, that's not okay.
But thankfully, the organizer, they listened right away and immediately go grab it, take it out, and it was done. No
Yeah.
more issues.
yeah, I love
So it was
something-
handled properly, you know what I mean? So that's the point that we all have to go.
Yeah.
If going that direction, we have to find a way to protect them and give them some kind of cushion.
Yeah, and I know that obviously we tend to see it a lot with a lot of guys, but this is a question I definitely wanted to ask you because it's something that Sam brought up to me. It does happen to guys still sometimes too.
Oh, yeah.
I know it happens mostly guys touching ladies usually most of the time, but it happens the other way around. It's probably not as often, but that's something like Sam was telling me that like I'm curious. Does that happen to you often, or has that ever happened to you? Has a lady ever made you feel uncomfortable or touched you inappropriately? Because I have to say yes, it's happened to me.
Yeah, that happens. I don't think so often.
Yeah, I don't
Because
think
majority of the
it's
people, they know that I'm married, right?
Yeah.
So, but it does happen. It doesn't stop them to go in and go that route, right?
Yeah.
Usually I kind of, my approach is more like I get away with it. And then if I get to dance again with that person, I put a lot of resistance
Yeah.
on my core and I defending myself. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So if they get a little bit touchy, what I do, I separate myself and I work on my footwork.
Yeah.
So, you know, they can fight that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have a way to go in and defend
Yeah.
myself from that direction, if you want to
Yeah.
call it like that.
Yeah.
If
I mean, that's basically what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
When they
that's,
don't,
you know,
when they don't respect.
I don't want to go and say anything wrong.
Yeah.
It'd be- or you got the case that somebody you try to ask, ask you to dance,
Yeah.
but I got a lady that she loved to dance with me, right? It's good, it's great. It put my heart big, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot. But I think so she get a little too excited with his dancing, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes she do her own bad lead and she throw herself.
Oh yeah.
And I remember that time that I had just got the surgery and she
Ooh.
throw herself. So I reach up to get it and I grab her so she don't fall directly on the floor. But I was so uncomfortable because I got pain.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
And I told her, you know what, I can't dance like that because I just got surgery, man. So then I remember I talked to her and I stopped dancing with her for some period of time.
Yeah.
And then she asked me one time, hey, do I do something wrong? I said, well, I'm going to be honest with you. I said, look, I got surgery and I noticed that you literally throw yourself on your back expecting me to grab you. And I was not leading that at all.
Yeah.
So I have to literally rush and grab you. And she said, oh my God, yeah, I'm so sorry. I said, I try to go in and lead you in the best way according to what I can do.
Yeah.
Especially with the surgery, I know on this side you will not see me doing a lot of crazy turns or dips because I know I don't have a strength. I'm building my strength back.
Yeah.
So everything that I'm gonna do is gonna be probably my left
Yeah.
because I'm comfortable and I gotta make sure that I have a really good grip on it. You know, they're not gonna fall. But you know, and that's why I start like, excuse me, adjusting on my dancing too. I was not doing any more dips or anything like that. It would change.
Yeah.
Why? Because I have to learn how to move my body now with the
No,
limitations that I have.
and that's a good thing, and I feel like that's definitely the first step that a lot of us sometimes are afraid or just don't do enough of, especially when when you're injured or stuff like that, that's a very responsible and very good thing to do. Just tell the person, hey, I'm really sorry, but I can't. I know we dance a certain way, but I just can't do it right now because I'm injured. Like I had a friend of mine also who one of my good friends from college that I used to dance with a lot. And one time she actually injured her shoulder. She was an athlete, and she ended up injuring her shoulder. And she had to tell me like, hey, I can't dance with this arm. That was perfectly okay. I literally danced an entire dance without ever touching her arm because I couldn't. And that's something that you need to respect. If someone tells you that they can't dance like because their shoulder hurts or their hip hurts and they can't do it, you have to listen to them.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
You gotta protect them. You know?
Yeah.
So you think I don't want to do to anyone what I don't want them to do it to me.
Yeah.
That's the key. That's the way that I see it, right? If I don't know, I have a lot of awareness. That's the way that I feel it. Somebody understands where I'm coming from, they're gonna respect that and they're gonna go.
Yeah.
If they try to cross that line, that would be my last dance.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just respect.
Yeah.
Ski like that.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with you, brother.
Yeah, we just gotta respect each other, man.
Yep.
Like, just dance again. Know the other person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Understand where I'm coming from. And your dance always tell a story. That's the way that I say it, right?
Yeah.
Or the way that I feel it. My dance always tell a story. It tell how I feel during the day. Maybe I get out of a crappy week at work or something was going on. Or some personal frustration that I have.
Yeah.
When I dance, all that is
Just let out. It's release. It's a good like.
yes, it's a great
It's a
feeling.
great like stress reliever.
Yep.
You just feel so good
For
afterwards.
those hours that I'm dancing.
Oh yeah.
It's nothing on my brain.
Yeah.
Just dancing.
Yeah.
And you are, oh God, every time that I dance okay, that will say that I think I do a decent job to making somebody smile for our dance. It's because most likely I'm 100% sure something was going on in my life.
Yeah.
That's the best. It's crazy. I don't know why. Because it's not because I'm struggling. It's because something will happen on my life in that specific time.
Yeah.
And when I come dance, it just like, oh,
It
amazing.
just goes out and just.
Yep. Yeah, I got the
not
best
even worried.
dances.
Yeah. That's really nice. Yeah, and I know that's why that's kind of one of the reasons why I really want to talk about these things, and I just want dancing to just be that. Just be relaxing, be something you enjoy. It's, you don't want to worry like someone's gonna take advantage or someone's gonna hurt your shoulder or someone's gonna do all this stuff or like bump into you because they're not paying attention. I just
Yep.
we need to make this a place to just have fun.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most important. I always say about having your own swap, right?
Yeah.
Making it your own.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the key when you become a little bit a better dancer.
Yeah.
Is when you understand that yes, you still have to do your basic and do all your moves that you learn how to do, but just have fun.
Yeah.
Make it your own.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid, to express yourself.
Yeah.
So that make a huge difference. That's when I think so you start like separating from the boys and the girls from the adults and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you realize it's not a lot of fancy on that.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's just being you. I would say that I'm being silly, but hey, it worked, man.
It
It's a lot
works.
of fun.
Fuck it. Yeah. No, that's good. But yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else that you'd like to talk about, but yeah. I mean, thank you so much for the conversation. I really, really do appreciate it.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
a really
Thank you.
fun dancer. I love watching you, and I love saying hi to you. And even sometimes, I need to dance with you more, even because I know we danced at the last Unified, and that was
It was
so
fun,
much
it was
fun. I need
fun.
to do that more
It's
too.
a lot of fun. Yeah, you're a great follow, man.
Yeah.
My
Oh, thank
respect,
you.
brother.
No, thank you. No, you're the good lead. Fuck. I appreciate that so much,
Thank you,
man.
brother. Thank you.
But yeah, and so just to wrap it up, I always like to end every episode by having you ask a question to everybody who's listening or watching. What's a question you would like them to answer, either to me, to you, or basically just to themselves? What would you like them to ask themselves?
What's your purpose in dancing?
Okay.
Yep. That's
What's
it.
your purpose in dancing? That's
What's
a
your
good
purpose in dancing?
All right.
Why do you dance?
That's good. And yeah, we would love to hear that. So if anyone wants to reach out to us, feel free to reach out to us. I don't know if there's any way that people can like follow you or track you. I know you have your own business and stuff. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that or mention that at all.
Yeah, we own a company for video filming.
Video filming?
And photography. We do both. We've been blessed to have, many faces, right? We do dancing.
Yeah.
We love it. We have so much passion. Right? We've been blessed to
Yeah.
be working with the instructors and
Yes.
people that they promote this, right?
Yeah.
And we work on jiu-jitsu now, right?
Yeah.
Doing jiu-jitsu and doing
Yeah.
events for jiu-jitsu, self-defense. We do restaurants. We do so many, right? I always have mentality to be. You need to learn how to do pretty much a lot of stuff. It's
Yeah.
the same with dancing. Not just stick to bachata, not just
Yeah.
stick to salsa. Try different things, you know.
Yeah.
I danced for a long time, a lot of soca, a lot of calypso, a lot of reggae.
Yeah.
That's my background.
Yeah.
But nobody know that, right?
Yeah.
They will probably see me and they'll be like, huh? Maybe a little bit of reggaeton.
Yeah.
And so when I pop something like that, they look, somebody see me, they're like, oh, I don't know,
Oh,
you can
you
dance
know
like
that?
that.
Oh.
Oh. And they will be like, and I'm like, all right, well, it's like stop you, you know. Right? So yeah, you know, it's the same. It's we do filming and everything,
Yeah.
photography, and we try to do everything.
Okay.
It's no limits.
Yeah.
The sky is the limit.
What's your business called?
It's an NT Drums Pro.
Okay. Do you guys like have anywhere online where you?
Yeah, everything that we have in social media is gonna be NT Drums Pro for Facebook and Instagram both. There's more present. We have a website also. Not that after on the website. I don't have a lot of time, man. We don't have a
No,
lot
it's
of time.
okay. It's okay.
But-
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's a work in progress eventually, yeah, but we have a lot of passion for it. That's one, you know, filming, dancing, sports, CrossFit, Jiu-Jitsu. There's so many stuff, man. I'm blessed.
Yes.
Blessed.
But yes, definitely follow
Definitely.
him and definitely his business. If you're curious about that some more. And thank you so much for the conversation.
thank
I
you,
really
sir.
appreciate it. Honestly, I really do. And I hope all of you guys will see us like on the
Yeah,
dance
see
floor
you
a
on
lot
the dance
more.
floor.
So see you on the dance floor, okay? Have a good day.